Hello everyone and welcome back to Destin Business Forum, a program for the members of the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce, brought to you by our great friends here at Cox Communications. I'm Shane Moody, President and CEO of the Destin Area Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to go into our third and final segment today. It's my pleasure to welcome Chuck Hires, who is the owner and event management specialist at Plan Ahead Events. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Glad to have you with us today. Tell us what Plan Ahead Events is.
Well, it's a full-service event management company, handling everything from corporate meetings to trade shows and conventions to outdoor festivals and everything in between.
And you've got a lot of experience in this, do you not?
I have. I've been professionally doing this since about 2007, but prior to that, I've been doing events. I've run baseball tournaments around here, golf tournaments, things like that, volunteering. Actually been doing events since I've been in high school.
Okay, so that's something that really is a passion for you then, and so you decided to turn it into your own business, correct?
I did. Yeah. You know, somebody told me you should always be, if you can work your passion, then that's where you should be, and that's what I've done.
Yeah, it makes work play, doesn't it?
It does,
yeah,
sure does.
Yeah. Now, you were doing events all over the country and traveling a lot, and then you've decided to localize what you're doing now.
Yeah, actually I was doing internationally. I was doing events in Asia and Australia, Canada, all over the U.S., and decided to focus more at home.
Okay. Talk about your experience a little bit, the events that you've done. Pick out one or two that you think were really successful, and kind of give the audience a view of what they can expect if they were to call you to help with one of their events.
Okay, well, one of the biggest things the reason you want to hire an event planner is to save you money and time. You get a real return on investment. One of the things I did for one company who was doing international events, and they were doing seminars and workshops in Australia and Asia and Europe and in the U.S. And I came in and through my negotiations of contracts and budgeting, working with hotels, they were spending about $125,000 per event. And just from me coming in and running the event and saving time and money, they were spending about $80,000 an event. So just in there I saved them quite a bit and continue to improve the events. Okay,
and I'm assuming that with you planning the event instead of them, as somebody who is involved in a lot of events at the chamber, you probably relieve that stress factor too, don't you?
Absolutely. The stress factor in an event is huge.
Yes,
you know, and so you want somebody who doesn't mind a little stress and who enjoys it. And being my passion, you know, problems are going to come up. They always do, and it's how you handle them, and it's how you move forward with them and deal with the stress level, and that's what I enjoy.
So Destin, Fort Walton Beach is an area that has a lot of conferences and conventions come to town, and related to those is usually an expo for sponsors or a business expo of some type during those things. Was that something that if a hotel or a condo with a conference planning company department needed you, is that something you could go help them with? Oh, absolutely. You know, I can come in and run the thing from A to Z. I can go get your sponsors for you, or I can work with your staff and help do it. It really depends on budget. First thing we'll do is we'll sit down and figure out what your budget is. But as far as sponsors, you know, it's about getting out and making the relationship. You know, just because you're going to hold an event doesn't mean you just go ask everybody, you know, be a sponsor of my event. You first have to come up with a story, what your event is about, what message you're trying to get, your target audience, your demographics, all of those things, and I help you put that together. And then we approach the sponsors, the ones that fit you, the ones that want to be in front of the same people that your event is going to attract. Yeah, and that's important. A lot of people, you know, just try to get sponsors, not really trying to relate the sponsors to the event, because there's a target market, and that's what folks have to think of. Do you have relationships with other people that allow you to bring in the pipe and drape for an expo setup? Is that something that you have yourself? And how do you work that part of the business? Absolutely, and I work with as many local businesses as I can, because, you know, being the chamber, you want to support local. But sometimes if the event gets too large or too big, I have a team, several teams that I work with that travel with me all over the country and internationally. So I have relationships with the best in the industry. And that's important. Relationships kind of get you to where you need to be. Now, events is not the only thing that you do. In fact, I'm holding a pin that says PAE Events on it, which I think is an advertising specialty item from your company. And you've got some shirts with us. Tell us about that aspect of the business. Well, sure. Promotional products. Doing trade shows and conventions, you know, you always have a lot of giveaways and things like that. So I got into that side to help my
my vendors that were coming in, give them discounts and things like that, and it really grew. Green is my passion. Every event that I do, I really push to make it as green as possible. And these are green. That pen you're holding is made out of cardboard and made out of bamboo, so it's in recycled plastic. So it's breaking down as you're using it.
Right.
This shirt I'm wearing is made out of bamboo, and here's another one. So you can feel this. They're naturally antibacterial.
So how do they get bamboo soft like that?
It's the fibers, just like you do cotton or anything else. It's weaved in, but it's naturally antibacterial, and it keeps you cool and dry. So it's like the more expensive or higher expensive products that you would buy at any store.
Okay, and do the products, your promotional products, do they go beyond pens and shirts?
Oh, anything you can put a logo on, we can do it, from mugs to pens. Here's another one that's, I just brought some green stuff today. Like this is a little pad with your pen in it. This is has different stickies and pads. I brought some office stuff today, but anything to mugs to fans. I did a Latin Salsa Festival here recently at Fort Walton Landing, and we did little fans and things like that. Do your T-shirts and you name it, we do it.
And by doing the promotional products, that really makes you a full-service event planner, does it not?
Absolutely. You come to me for a one-stop shop.
Right. And so if the people, the audience watching today, could take one or two tidbits or important phrases or words to describe you and your business or why they should call you to do business with you, what would that be?
Good question. Attention to detail. This is my passion. I love what I do. So if something goes wrong, I'm not going to get upset and complain. I'm going to make it work. I want, if something happens, I want to be there. I want to make it right. And it's not always about the return on investment for a business. We also have to keep in mind the attendance. We also talk about what we call an ROA, return for an attendance, for attendee. So we want to make sure that experience for somebody coming to the event is memorable, because if they can remember things that go on there and what happened, they're going to remember you, they're going to remember your business, and they're going to come back to you.
And so not only are you the business owner, but you really take ownership of the event as well.
Absolutely. I am involved in every event. Even though if I have multiple events going on at the same time, I do have other staff members that may be the go-to while you're there, but I oversee every aspect.
And if people wanted to find you on the web, where would they find you?
www.pae-ec.com.
Say that one more time slowly.
pae-ec.com.
And it's there on the screen, as well as your phone number, which is
396-8820, 850-396-8820.
So there you have it, folks, a great event planner for you to use if you're coming to Destin or if you're already here and you need someone to help you with your programs and events. Chuck, thanks for being with us today. Thanks for your membership in the Chamber, and look forward to working with you some more in the future.
Thank you.
Great, and that's our show today. We're going to close out now with some upcoming events for the Destin area business community. Run by the Destin Area Chamber. First, our Leaders in Business Lunch on Tuesday, September 11th at 11:30 a.m. We'll be at the Palms Resort and Conference Center in Destin, sponsored by Trustmark Bank. Puttoberfest, Thursday, September 20th at the Golf Garden in Destin. This has become one of the most popular events, probably because it mixes mini golf, German food, and German beer as you play. We do have sponsorships available, so call the Chamber. Susie will be glad to take care of you there. Our multi-chamber business after hours, Thursday, September 27th. Not just the Destin Area Chamber, but also Fort Walton Beach Chamber, the Niceville Valparaiso Chamber, and the Crestview Chamber will all be there, which means that you're going to get 400 people instead of the typical 150. So a great networking opportunity for you there. And the last event I'll tell you about is Wednesday, October 17th, our Golf and Dine annual networking golf tournament. This is the Chamber's annual networking golf tournament. This year we're throwing in a dining component so that there'll be food out there on the golf course for you to enjoy from Chamber member restaurants. That is October 17th at Emerald Bay Golf Course. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks to our friends at Cox Communications and our sponsors, and we'll see you next month.